Good morning, guys. A question I get asked a lot because we have lawn service is, which is better, lawn service or pressure washing? And I'm going to give you some examples. All right, the advantage to pressure washing, as you see right now, it's cloudy, it looks like crap, it rained 2 or 3 days this week. You got to let the yards dry out. I mean, look at this. Are you going to be able to come mow a property like this? You know, you're going to end up spending so much time trimming. Say it takes you an hour and you charge this customer $80, which is quite a bit for a yard mow. What could you make in that hour pressure washing? If I was pressure washing that house, you know, I mean, that's $250, $300 that I could make in an hour. I don't have to worry about the weather or anything like that. The only issue with weather, see, look at that. What are you going to do with this? Spend a whole lot of time to make 30 extra bucks, to where if you're pressure washing, you pull your hoses, they may get a little dirty and muddy, you put them back up, you made your money, you're good to go. The thing with this is the only weather issues you really have to deal with washing is stuff being froze, and that's really it. If it rains, it doesn't matter. If it is hot and cold, it doesn't matter. You can still do what you got to do. So that's one advantage to pressure washing over mowing. So I get asked that question a lot. Actually had a guy call me the other day, and that was kind of surprising because I had never had somebody call me from YouTube. But pressure washing, you pull your hoses. I'm not going to say it's not physical, but it really isn't. You pull your hose, you hook up, pull your pressure hose, soft wash hose, surface cleaner, whatever, and you're spraying the house down, and then you're rinsing it off. Pretty basic. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's not anything hard. Like I said, you do our average house wash starts, our minimum is like $250. So I know when I go do a house, you know, I'm going to have about a minimum of like $250. So if it takes me an hour to wash a house and I made $250 in that hour and a half, you know, talking to the customer, getting to know them, giving your card, asking for their review, all those things that you need to do besides just just washing their house, you know, that's pretty good money. If I'm going to go mow a property, even the biggest property that I mow, me personally, and it may take an hour and a half, and then I got to go and I got to spend an hour mowing, about 30 minutes trimming. You know, you get to the property, drop the gate, get the mower off, you go spend an hour or so mowing if the weather allows you. You go mow. I'm just giving the example of my biggest property. I mow for an hour, I get done, I go trim for 30 minutes, and then I blow off for like 5. So you know, you're looking at about an hour 35, hour 40 to do that job. And for mowing, you know, what I get paid for that is about $125, $150. And for mowing, I think that's, you know, a pretty good price for mowing. And you're going to keep coming back to that every 2 weeks. That's, you know, pretty good. You know, you're looking at about $300 a month, or the average of about, you know, one house wash. So you're going to go back to this property, drop the gate, have to depend on the weather, you know, whether the rain has rained, you know, whether it's hot, dry, cold, whatever. You're going to go back to that property and drop the gate, spend that hour. So in a month, you're going to spend like 2 hours mowing, an hour trimming, you know, 10 minutes blowing off. So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, you're looking at 3.5 hours tops out of $300. Now, like I said, for mowing, that's a good price. But if you compare that to pressure washing, that's horrible. If you go spend 3 to 4 hours and you're only making $300 in pressure washing, you're too cheap. I looked at some of my books from 4 or 5 years ago when I started, And I remember charging somebody $130 to do a double wide with 2 porches, and it was like 70 feet long. And like, it blew my mind that I would have charged that. And I thought that was too much. So, I love pressure washing. I love washing houses and getting them clean. I love the satisfaction of a yard. I'm a yard guy. I love being out in the yard, spraying yards, mowing, making them look clean and looking good. I love the way it smells. But as far as a business goes, if I had to start back over again, I would have went straight pressure washing instead of straight mowing. There's a lot of guys that, a house wash, you can go on a house wash and, it takes you an hour, hour and a half. And if you're set up right, you can be in and out. And it's not that tasking on your body to where when you're mowing, to get that higher income, to make more money, you got to get more yards. And when you get more yards, more than likely, that means you got to hire somebody. So then you're dependent upon them. I had somebody working for me. I would schedule, and I was mowing foreclosures, and I was scheduling each week. I would do our schedule. We had 8 or 10 over here and 8 or 10 over there and 8 or 10 over there. And I had to have so many yards just to keep him busy so he would make money. And so that was a big issue, was, I may take on a yard that I didn't want just so I could make the money to pay him. But then what happens on Friday morning, last day of the week, you and him are expected to go out, or you and your partner, your employer, whatever, are expected to go out. If I start at this time, I should be done at this time. And he calls and says, I'm sick. I can't make it today. I don't feel good. You're screwed. You're either working all night long, or then that's pushing you into Saturday. And I know that goes into any business. But with washing, you're going to have those same issues if you have an employee, but it's not going to be as bad and tasking on you because you're just washing. So the money aspect is huge. My mower cost, I got it on sale. I paid $7,000 for it. My trimmers, I probably have just say $9,000, $9,000 in mowing equipment. Say 10 with the trailer. Okay, you could take $10,000, and now that's made me a lot of money. It feeds my family. It puts a roof over our head, and we get other jobs with the mowing service. But you take that $10,000 and put it in a wash rig, and you got the you're talking Cadillac of equipment. That's a lot of money to spend. And then all you got to do is go get jobs, understand what you're doing, how everything works, what to do. It's $10,000 to get started in pressure washing. You got a Cadillac of a skid or a trailer or whatever. So, you can start mowing with just a push mower and, say $400 or $500, start push mowing yards. But I don't know too many guys push mowing yards. And then eventually you'll want to get more, and you'll want to get faster and be more efficient. So the bigger mower you get, the more it costs, and you may have to have a trailer. There's a guy in my neighborhood that mows with 2 push mowers, and he puts them in the back of a pickup truck. That's his business motto, and that's what he likes. So I get asked that a lot. If I had to do over again, I would have went straight pressure washing, but I didn't realize I was going to like it the way I did. And then when I found soft washing, that totally changed my perception of pressure washing. So if you have any questions about this, leave them in the comments. I'll answer them. I'll be honest with you. It almost seems like, I have some yards that you may charge $40 or $50 for. And like I said, where I'm at, that's still a pretty high ticket for a yard. And, it may take you anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. Well, say it took you, or you're spending, you're making $50. You probably got $1 in gas, if you even have that, probably 50 cents in, well, nowadays about $2 in gas. So you make $50, but you have, $2 or $3 in, expenses, to where you may go to a house wash, you may have like $10 or $15 in expenses, depending on how much you pay for your bleach, and you're making a ton more. So we do leaves in the fall. pros and cons. We do leaves in the fall, which we still wash in the fall. It was a mild winter in Tennessee, and we were able to do a lot this year as far as washing goes. But if I had to do back over again, I would have started washing first. Now I have great customers in my lawn service, and we're trying to weed that out. But I have great customers. And that's another thing. I think when you start out pressure washing, your customer base will be a lot better than it is when you start out mowing. Because when you start out mowing, you're like an everyday, everything kind of guy. Are you? Do you hang gutters? Do you hang downspouts? Do you trim bushes? Do you weed beds? I got a cabinet that needs put together. I mean, about anything and everything you can think of that you could make money at, somebody's going to ask you about. And, when you're wanting the money, you'll do about anything. I had a guy ask me to put a bed together this year. I said no. Changing doorknobs. What was the other one? Build a build. I think it was a building or something, or help them unpack. And I want to help everybody out, but I'll find somebody else to do those because we're just not going to do them. But yeah, that's just how I feel about that. I'm sure there's other people that have different mottos. The longer you're in business, if you're mowing, you're going to get more yards. You're going to get better yards. This is number 8 years for us, and the customers we have are really, really awesome. But it has taken at least 5 or 6 years to get to those really good customers, to where with pressure washing, when people really care about their house and want it washed, it seems when you start out, you may get a little bit better customer. But the disadvantage of that is you go wash a house, say you make $250. Well, that's that one time, and you may not go back to them for another two years, depending on the customer, maybe 3 depending on the customer. To where if you're mowing, you're gonna make, say you charge $40 or $50, say you charge $50 a yard, and you mow that yard twice, that's $100, and you're mowing, that yard for 8 months out of the year, that's $800. So that's 2 or 3 house washes. So for every 2 or 3 house washes you do, that would be 1 customer, in bi-weekly mowing. So it's pros and cons, what you like. Some people don't like pressure washing, some people don't like mowing. So that's just my opinion, what I like, what I enjoy. I love mowing, I love being outside and doing things like that, but I love washing a whole lot more. I'm 42, so the tasking on my body, you think about a lot more than just getting out and going all day. There was days last year I was washing houses that I was freaking hot. I'm talking, thought I was going to just fry because it was so hot. But I was also out mowing on those days too. So you just have pros and cons with both. But if I didn't cover anything, or you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll answer them. Like I said, I'm pretty transparent. I'm not going to lie about nothing. But that's my time for today.